Welcome back to the Interval, a musical theatre podcast. Today we are going to be reviewing The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which we saw in London's West End very recently. Jess, before we dive into all of our thoughts and feelings about Mr. Benjamin Button,
And
can
his
you
curious case.
can you take us on a journey? Can you tell us about what is this show and what is the history behind it?
Of course I can. I would love to do that. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button as a whole is based on the 1922 short story of the same name by F. Scott Fitzgerald, of which many of you may recognise the name because he is the author behind The Great Gatsby, of which we have also reviewed. Check it out. The show and story and all of that begins at the end of World War One. For the musical, which is the one we'll be focusing on, obviously, it is set in a small Cornish fishing village and it follows the life of one Benjamin Button as he ages in reverse. Some of you may have seen the film, some of you may have read the book. If you have, it's only a short story, so fair play. In the film, he begins as a baby that looks like an old man. It's a lot of CGI. In the musical, he's a fully grown 6 foot old man. I feel bad for his mum, if I'm being honest. What happens is you follow the story of him aging backwards and his relationship with Eloise, who obviously is aging normally, and all the trials and tribulations that go on in his life, including World War Two, him trying to find a cure for his ailment, I guess, his curse, his curious case, if you will, and trying to navigate life, all in the kind of backdrop of this small Cornish village, as well as like a couple of Portsmouth and the likes. Yeah, it began this. This is an exclusive ish. It has never gone to the US yet. It began in 2019 off West End in the Southwark Playhouse for a limited run. It then returned to the Southwark Playhouse, running from 22nd of May to the 1st of July in 2023, featuring a rather good cast, of which I know Tyler wants to explain who Benjamin Button was played by in this off West End run.
Yeah, so Benjamin Button was originated by the one and only Mr. Jamie Parker, who went on to play Dan in Next Normal. That's it.
He was. No, he was. And I am so sad that we can't see what that would have looked like as well.
Yeah, I would have loved to have
That would have
seen
been cool.
his performance.
It would have been really cool. Then, on the 10th of October 2024, the musical transferred to the West End, to the Ambassadors Theatre, which is, well, an alright theatre, but that would be a whole different discussion. It is currently booking up until the end of October 2025, so you do not have long to see this. It is closing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was when it came out, it was met with tons and tons of awards. It won the Laurence Olivier Award for Best New Musical, for Outstanding Musical Contribution, and Benjamin Button, played by John Dalglish, won Best Actor. Eloise Keane is played by Claire Foster, who is the love interest of Benjamin Button, and the rest of the crew, jeez, fucking Christ. The rest of the ensemble are playing various different roles, as well as Claire Foster, who plays various different roles and instruments. So yeah, that is Benjamin Button. That's everything you need to know about it. It's very good. It had massive critical reception. Really, really talented cast. It is closing, which is really upsetting. And also why me and Tyler went to go and see it, because we thought, well, we thought we couldn't miss this when it was closing.
Yeah.
So that's obviously the basic synopsis. As I've kind of touched on, the cast of this show were insane.
Yeah. Everyone on that stage is immensely talented, but especially everyone who was playing multiple instruments, singing like angels, and playing multiple characters insane.
At the same time, there's points at the beginning where they're kind of introducing the like village that it's set in and the people that are in there, and you could watch the ensemble as they're playing. Like, I'm not talking, they're tapping on, some of them were tapping on drums. I'm talking like full accordions, full guitar, bass, cellos, everything. They're playing insanely talented instruments and doing it very, very well. And they'd be like, "Oh, it's this character," and they completely change their posture and become this character in front of your eyes. And it was so clever the way they did that.
Yeah. This is hands down one of the most talented groups of people I've ever seen in a single performance.
Yeah.
So much so where I actually, and we will get on to standout performances later, but they were all so fantastic. I actually don't know if I can hone in on specific people. That's how good everyone on that stage is.
Yeah. The whole cast is brilliant, but I mean, I suppose we can mention a couple of standout performances because I feel like we can't talk about the cast without talking about John Daglish.
No. What a...
Oh, what my god.
What a man.
So, for kind of like context, at least on my part, I was a little bit mad when he won the Olivier because I was like, how can you do Fagin dirty like that after the performance that he did at the Oliviers?
Yeah.
I understand now. I get why John Daglish got this award. Oh my god. Like, the man ages backwards in front of your eyes.
It's insane. There was one point in the interval where I turned to you and I said, I can't believe all he did was take off his glasses and he somehow looked 20 years younger.
Yeah.
That's literally all he did. He was sitting down, he stood up and took off his glasses, and he'd gone from being 55 to 40 odd.
It was so... Because, for, like, the thing that is kind of imperative to understand for this, he begins at about 79, 80.
Yeah, he's just a little old guy with a walking stick and a bowler hat. And but the way he held himself throughout the different times in the performance was amazing.
Like, bent over back and things like that.
Yeah, just the way he conveyed it through his body language more than anything else I thought it was amazing.
He was so clever, and you kind of like... The beginning is really sad, and we'll get into that in a minute because that's one of my standout performances at the beginning.
I'd also say a lot of this show is really sad.
It's a really sad show.
I mean, it's odd because it's very life affirming and it's very hopeful at the same time, but it's kind of just devastating event after devastating event. Like, poor Benjamin.
Oh, man.
And I'm sure when we get into spoilers, we'll talk about specific things that happen to him.
Yeah. I just think the whole cast and all of the performances, like I said, there are points in which the ensemble become a character, go through this really heartbreaking event, and then, like a light switch, flick back into ensemble. And I'm like, because we were talking about it when we were walking out the theatre, like, they went from crying in this heartbreaking moment to like, anyway, it's this time of day, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, whiplash. Also,
one thing I really liked is the motifs in this show are basically just the way that they tell time in really specific minutes and seconds, and that's basically like the motif that runs through the whole show, and I thought that was really cool.
I like they measure a lot of it at the beginning with like the wax and waning of the moon.
Yeah, and like the moon and the sea are really big parts of it. And there's a little moon on the stage. We could only see half of it because of where we're sitting. But even like the sea comes into it even earlier because of the whole Kraken bit.
Oh, I am so excited to talk about that song.
Oh, I bet.
So excited. There's the whole design around this show is fantastic. Like you said, Tyler, the whole message as well about it being like the sea, the tide's coming in, and you're running out of time. You've got to live as powerful of a life as you can in the short time you have, and you've got to make the most of your life. So powerful throughout this whole show. But my God, it's really depressing.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad.
I did sit there and I did keep thinking, like, it's going to get better for him now, right? No.
No.
It didn't.
No. Well, but to be fair, I think I was the same. I was like, oh, as he's getting younger, like things are gonna hurt less, and like he's gonna be in a better stead, and he's gonna have more fun and feel better. No, kind of worse, to be honest.
Yeah, be prepared to maybe not enjoy yourself.
But see, the problem is like, how can you not enjoy yourself when like some of these songs, like the pickled crab, mental.
It's a really fun show, but it's very emotional.
The whole crowd were cracking up on occasion. There's like a point where there's
it's really fun.
Little
as well.
Jack. Can I give a shout out to Little Jack? Because that was like me as a kid.
We love
with
him.
The whole like, oh, there's plenty more girls in the sea. For context, Little Jack is like, he was 10 and he always gets the sayings wrong, and it's so funny.
And he never stops. Do it 100 times, and then you can do it with your mouth closed.
And then Benjamin's like, his eyes, you can do it with your eyes closed. And he's like, why would I want to do it with my eyes closed?
But even that, which was played for comedy initially, that comes back late. That comes back later, and it's so sad.
That, for context, was you unlocking that memory in my brain. Me going, oh God. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awful.
Do we want to talk about songs? Because I feel
I
feel like both of us really want to talk about spoilers. So should we do songs first and then just do spoilers? This is a hard show to talk about without talking about plot points.
To be honest, I think this might just have to be a spoiler review.
That's fine. We can do that.
Because like, if you listen to the soundtrack, you will know the plotline. And I don't think this is the kind of show where if you don't know the plotline, it's going to have an impact. I think you're fine knowing it.
Yeah.
So yes,
right.
As a forewarning, this will be a spoiler-heavy review.
Turn it off now if you don't like spoilers. Just skip right ahead to the end so we still get a stream.
Do that. Or go and listen to our Great Gatsby review, because it's by the same author and kind of makes it the same, you know? Okay. Can I please talk about the Kraken's Lullaby?
Yes, of course you can.
The Kraken's Lullaby is the third song of the show, and it's basically telling the story of the mum, of Benjamin's mum, slowly kind of descending into I would argue very postpartum depression, but also, your kid is 70. It's a lot, and she's basically singing about how he's a monster. It's really horrid. It's really horrible. And she's calling him a monster, and there's a whole kind of general vibe about this song of, I pray you won't wake from your sleep. Like the Kraken, obviously, it being the sea, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, she's singing this next to him, which is a bit much, to be honest. You could at least, like, go outside or something. Don't sing this to the poor man.
I like the thought that because he's so old, hopefully he can't hear her very well.
Oh, I hope so. But he looked so sad the whole time.
I know, he's you can't even see his face. He's just like curled up in a little ball.
I wanted to give him a hug so bad in this song.
He's just a sweet little old man.
Oh, he's so lovely. He didn't do anything wrong. He was just born.
And like it's when he says to the dad later, like, maybe I can come and have dinner with you.
Oh, and he's like, you're not my son. What a dick. It's horrid. And this song is kind of the culmination of this. It's the mum really coming to terms with the fact that she's coming to terms with the fact that she can't come to terms that he's who he is. She's calling him a monster. She's praying that he dies in his sleep. She feels cursed because she was praying every night to have a baby, and this is what she gets. Obviously, she's got an old man. It's horrid. And there is a point near the end, it's the final verse of the song, where she's singing about the Kraken is the ocean's curse, a creature like no other. The only fate that could be worse is to be the monster's mother. And the power that she sings this
Yeah,
in both the
that
recording and on stage,
that belt was so
shivers.
nice. Chills.
And heavy spoilers, if you don't want to know, skip like 30 seconds. She climbs up to the top of one of the bits of staging, blows out a candle, and then blows out a candle, hands the candle to somebody else, and then jumps off the stage after this powerful belt, takes the clothes of the mum off and explains that the mum killed herself, happy as Larry, everything's fine. Like, such a shift. It was so impressive how she did that. Completely fine.
Yeah, she was so good.
Absolutely crazy. This song is one of the most powerful songs in the soundtrack, and I adore it, and I was so excited to hear it, and my god, it did not let me down.
Horrible experience. Would listen again.
Do you have one? Give me your good songs.
Yeah. One of my favorites was "The Tide Is Coming In."
Oh, I love that song.
It's so good. So this is again heavy spoilers. This is the second song in Act 2. Yeah, this is after Benjamin and Elwyn have reunited, and she falls pregnant, and they have a baby, and then they have another baby, and it chronicles like 7 years, 6 or 7 years of their lives living as a family, and there's a whole scene where it's her birthday and they're on the beach and his son's looking for treasure and he's hidden a little box in the sand because it's an engagement ring. It's really cute. Yeah, and it's just about him living the life he always wanted to live with her, but in the back of his head he knows that it's finite. Yeah, because the tide's coming in and it's going to get him. And it's just really good. I liked the juxtaposition between seeing like the really light, happy moments with the family and knowing at the same time, like, oh, this is quite horrible because it's not going to be like that. Because he's getting younger and younger. And I can't remember if this is the exact song where you find out that he's. Because it reaches a point where he has to buy grey hair dye and like paint wrinkles on his forehead because he can't hide the fact he's getting younger and younger anymore. And I think this starts in that song.
Yeah, it is this one. I also is this the one where they're kind of they're all singing the happy bits of the song, but then the ensemble keep going. The tide's coming in, like they keep singing this same line of like, you can't lie, you can't hide, it's coming in, you've got to know. I do really like that song. That one's great.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, I think the bit that the ensemble keep repeating is they keep singing, but you're building your life on a lie, Benjamin. You're building your life on a lie. You're building your life, but the tide is coming. The tide is coming in, and it's so good.
Yeah, and they just whisper it the whole time. They repeat it throughout the whole song.
Yeah, it's really cool. Please share your happy song with me.
So yeah,
I think I know what it is.
Song. Oh, guess, because I have two, so I'll give you one if you get it right.
Is it the When She Looked at Me one?
Oh, it's not, but it's kind of the whole vibe of the pickled crab and Whene'er She Looked at Me.
Yeah.
Because that whole pub scenario is just so funny. And
so good.
He finally breaks out of the attic that he's kept in, because obviously the parents or the dad doesn't want him to be seen, and goes to the pub and has no idea what to do, but he knows he wants a beer. And the way that the commentary behind the way that he goes into this pub and how he looks at Eloise and falls in love with her and doesn't know what to say and all of this is just so funny and so clever. You know, he's asking for just beer because he doesn't know what to say. He can't think when she's near him.
And they all call him Just Beer for years.
Just beer, and I love it. I love these songs so much. And
she literally doesn't learn his name for like 4 years.
It's a long time. And then even then, he's just Benjamin
Yeah, he musters up the courage to say please and thank you eventually.
at the right time. But it's a really, like, I think if you're interested in this musical and you haven't listened to it, those two songs are like a really good description of what this soundtrack is like.
Yeah.
So descriptive on its time, and it's so descriptive on parts that you wouldn't be interested in other musicals.
Yeah, it's really
like,
good.
The whole timing aspect and the whole he picks the perfect time to say please and thank you and sharing thoughts and like facts about the moon and stuff like that. I think it's beautiful. Those two songs as a couple, as a pair, are really lovely. And I would love to go to the Pickled Crab.
Same, and I don't like the pub really, so that says
this looks like a nice pub. Everyone has little dance battles with their accordions. It's great. Someone's got a recorder. I reckon I could do that. Do you have any others?
I mean, The Moon in the Sea was really lovely.
Oh yeah. That one's cute.
That's it.
Give some context, man.
This is after Eloise and Just Benjamin actually start having a proper conversation, and it's clear that they like each other, and she's asking like, how old are you? And he's saying I'm 55 because he's 55 at this point in his life, and she's going, I think 55 is the perfect age, and she's being really obvious about her signals, and he's not getting any of it.
No.
But it's really cute. It's them basically confessing that they have feelings for each other. Using the metaphor of the moon and the sea. Take notes, Rachel Berry. Good metaphor.
Good metaphors here, yeah. You're absolutely right. That is true. I do like that song a lot.
Me too.
Can I do one final, not necessarily song, but more like a kind of the music in general, if you will. I really like that there's two, Matter of Time 1 and Matter of Time 2. This is the scenario where they basically explain how one tiny little action sets everything in motion, and it's how...
Oh yeah, this happens quite a lot as well.
Kind of like circumstance, isn't it?
This is like, it's similar to the way they're really specific about time. They keep repeating this as well, but it's like, if a certain chain of events hadn't happened that day, then Benjamin wouldn't have experienced this, or Benjamin and Eloise would have just gone and done this. And then they go into the really specific events, and they're usually really funny.
Well, yeah, so like, for example, Matter of Time 1, is obviously is the first one. This is just before the moon and the sea, and it's the exact situation that led them both to meet and to get their one-on-one time and fall in love.
But it's like the butterfly effect, isn't it? Because it always involves about 10 different people doing completely unrelated things.
Yeah. Oh god. And but it's so funny, and it's so clever the way they do it. I really like it.
Can you guess who my favourite like little characters in the village are?
Is it the one who waters her gnome?
No,
I'm growing me a man.
No, but she was great. It's the married couple.
You spilled it, you Billock.
Where in the first song, they're literally like, and he thought about how he couldn't wait to get divorced, and then by the end of the musical, they've been married for like 60 years.
It's so funny.
They're like they're like newlyweds in the first song as well. It's really funny because at the end you find out that Benjamin's son marries like one of their like grandchildren.
Yeah. Like, I do want to give a shout out to the wife of that though, because the way that she completely changed her posture to be this miserable woman was so clever, and it made me laugh every time.
It's insane. And also, was this... I might be mixing them up, but was this not the same actor who also played his son?
Yes.
Like, the talent is just ridiculous.
Really, really clever.
This is come from away levels of...
Oh god, yeah.
Of amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's quite funny talking about the soundtrack now, because when we left the theatre, I said to you like, "Oh, I really enjoyed that. I don't really know if I'd listen to it again, but
Mm.
talking about it, I want to go and listen to it again now."
It's a very very clever soundtrack, and it's all kind of Cornish folk song style music as well. I just think the music is a really really special part of this musical. Like it's more than just a way to tell the story. It's done very tactically. It's done very very heartfelt, and even it's not just a oh I like these songs because they're fun. They're really meaningful and they're really pivotal and they're very very clever in their motifs and the way that they're written. And I really like it.
Yeah, hard agree. Really good. I'm really excited to actually go back and keep listening to the soundtrack again now.
See, there we go. There we go. So, shall we talk about the set and the staging? Because there was no
Yes.
revolve, which is sad. But we were right. There were crates in the middle and the crates did move. So I'm okay with that. The crates revolved on occasion. So I'm happy with that.
I have something I can say about the staging.
Go for it.
I liked the little hatches they had on the stage and what they used them for. There's three of them, I think.
I think so. Yes, there were.
Yeah, that was really cool. At one point, one of them just had sand in it when they were at the beach.
hmm
The other one was devastating.
But I'm not going to necessarily talk too much about the devastating one. But I really did like the fact that he like put his head in the water or his hair in the water at the very least.
Yeah, that was cool.
I was like, oh, I bet that's quite refreshing right now. It's quite good, and that was I really like it when they implement water into musicals. It's such a niche thing. They did it in the West End version of Bat Out of Hell, and they did it in this, and it makes me really happy because I think it's very clever, and I like it. Another thing I really want to talk about is the staging in as a whole, like the set design as a whole, because that was so cool. Really, really clever. They're using like crates as beds and like chairs and bar stools and things like that. But it's all got this design of like an old Cornish dock. It's a very pretty set, and the whole obviously the band are all on stage, so you can see the drummer up at the top, and there's like a piano there, multiple levels. It was really, really pretty, and I like those kind of designs.
Yeah, it was really nice staging. I just like the way like the material they used in it as well.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's like all kind of old fashioned.
Yeah, like when we sat in there, you were like, "Oh, I like how it looks like a dock."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god, can I give a little like can I talk about the ropes because I thought that was really cool too.
yeah, the ropes were really neat when they were on the ships.
Yeah, so there's a point where Benjamin Button gets a job on a boat and they are tying the rigging and stuff, and there is ropes and like the pulleys. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to boats. And they're pulling these ropes down and like tying it on things, and they all kind of come across the stage. And I thought it was really neat. I thought it was really cool. That's
Yeah,
it. That's it was cool.
I liked it as well. I didn't expect it.
No, nor did I. I saw them and I thought that's a cool little bit of set design, but there's nothing more that needs to be worried about there.
Hmm.
I loved the set. I thought it was really clever, and they had like set all around the theater as well, didn't they? They had like all of the fishing net and with really nice little notes on it, and the pickled crab is just outside the theater. That was cool.
Yeah, that was
It
really
was
neat.
warm, but it was cool.
It was yeah, it was one of like the most immersive, just actual theaters that I've been in.
Hot take. More theatres should be more immersive in like before you get to the actual staging. We should have immersive theatre throughout the theatre, if that makes sense. I'm not talking like actors and stuff, but like give me like waitress, give me food smells coming through like they did in the show, but give me like themed
Yeah,
theatres.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's a good take.
Cold take, that's what it should be, because that's cool.
But no, I agree. It was just really neat. Like you said, they had fishing net like over the walls and
Mm.
like dropping over the ceilings, and they had all these little notes on it, and it's just really neat to walk through the theatre before we even sat down and see that. It got you like in the mood for the show. It was cool.
Is this a good time to talk about the theatre then? I feel that was the smoothest transition we've ever done. It's a shit theatre though, isn't it?
I mean, in terms of the signage, yeah.
No, in terms of the seating.
No, the actual seating with views I thought was really decent for where we were.
The leg room though.
Oh
Not
yeah,
great.
leg room, 0 out of 10. View
Mhm.
was like 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Signage minus zero
0.
out of 10.
The problem with the seating, I am 5'4", and my legs ached for most of the show because I couldn't move my legs. Like I was practically hitting the bar. So if you are over 5'4", close to 6 foot, you are not going to be able to comfortably sit in the Ambassadors Theatre.
Yeah, if you have a choice between the Ambassadors or the Wyndhams, take the Wyndhams.
Wyndham Theatre, 10/10.
Elite,
Gillian Lynn, we're gonna do a theatre we'll do a theatre review.
we absolutely will.
We are logging all of this, but yes, we won't be taking Benjamin Button down a star because of its theatre. That's not really fair.
No.
But Ambassadors Theatre, you're quite uncomfortable, I'll be honest. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Was there anything you didn't particularly like about this show? Because I have one thing that I want to talk about in regards to that. Or multiple. Like, do you want to talk about things you weren't too? Because we've been very positive with this, but do we have anything we're not too pleased?
Honestly, the only thing is, and it's another thing I said to you when we were leaving, it just felt long at points.
Yeah.
And obviously, they're depicting an entire life, albeit a life that's lived backwards, but still an entire person's life in 2.5 hours. But yeah, I did have points where I thought this is a lot. A lot is happening at once. I'd say the first act especially. It feels like a long act 1.
Well, to be fair, because we were saying in the interval, the Act 1 closer is Shipping Out Tomorrow, which fair is a really good Act 1 closer. But we said it should have been When They Left Together, which is about 2 songs before.
Yeah, well, they leave, but they don't leave together because they miss each other. But they both leave to try and find better lives. But yeah, throughout that whole song, I thought, oh, this is going to be a really cool way to end the first
Yeah.
act because they're going to go off and we're going to wonder like how are they going to find each other again. But then there was like half an hour more.
Yeah. I see, because obviously we have spoken about this before. I did think about the fact that I reckon part of the issue with this is because it's on the outside it's a really mundane life that he lives. He lives a little life, if you will. There's no like massive adventures. Like there's one point where he goes to seek out, spoilers a little bit. He goes to find a cure, but it never really touches too much on that. The whole point of the biggest thing that he does in his life is go back to Cornwall and be with Eloin. So
Yeah.
it all kind of goes quite mundane. There isn't this massive adventure. It's not like Wicked where it tells the tale of a couple of years. It's just like explaining someone's traditional life. So there's no big point.
I thought you were going to say something else then.
Oh, what do you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say not like Wicked where it tells you about a couple of lesbians.
No lesbians here. No, like because it's not got because it's just a normal life. I think it kind of slows it down more than they wanted it to, more than it should have.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd necessarily say it feeling long in parts is necessarily a negative because then I think they were really effective at conveying what they were trying to convey, which was a lifetime. But yeah, in terms of things that aren't completely positive, that's literally like the one thing
Yeah.
for me. What are yours though?
I have it's kind of one, but it's like a whole scene, really. So one of the things I was most looking forward to in this musical going in was how they portrayed Benjamin Button de-aging. And I kind of knew up until a point, I was like, obviously they're going to keep him to, well, I thought up until like 25. And they kept him up until 19, and I think he did a really good job. But there's a bit near the end, it's one of the final songs, called The Last Part of the Journey. It is the last song, where they basically depict the end of Benjamin Button's life from. They kind of info dump, they exposition the rest of it. The problem is that's. I was hoping they were going to bring. Well, I kind of was toying it up in my head while I was watching it. I was like, they can't bring a kid because it's too late in the night to have a child come on and do some acting because there's obviously all the laws and stuff. So I was trying to figure it out. And the problem that I had was that they didn't do anything. At the end of the song, like in the last song, they explain that he attends his son's wedding at the age of 18, and then at 16 he becomes grandfather to his son's daughter. He then like ages backwards. He's playing with like other kids, rides his first bike. He's like when he's age 10, he buys a cake to celebrate his daughter-in-law's 30th birthday. His voice is breaking. And then at age 7, and this is the bit that I really was looking forward to, at age 7 he sees his father while Benjamin is on the shore playing with his granddaughter. And having finally seen his son at play, his dad dies, because that's the whole thing that he sings at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, that was the whole thing he wanted. He wanted to like hold his son's hand and play with him on the beach and things.
Yeah.
That was one bit that I didn't cry at any point in the show, but that was the one bit that made me a little bit teary, even though his dad was kind of awful.
Yeah. But then the problem I had is I completely understand that that's really tricky to do, because if you don't have a literal kid on stage, you can't portray that. But they didn't portray it. We didn't even get the dad acting as the dad, or some of the ensemble pretending to be kids like we'd already seen with Lochran, the son. He'd already been played by a fully grown adult.
Yeah.
And I really feel like it lacked in that final punch, because I just wanted to see him growing young. We'd seen his whole life and then we missed out on the last bit.
Yeah.
But I will say, one bit that I really liked is at the end, John Dalglish comes on with a baby in his arms, which obviously is Benjamin Button. And the whole point is that Benjamin Button becomes nothing. He turns into nothing because he ages so little that he's nothing, and the whole like blanket disappears.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. They did that slightly earlier in the show as well with Benjamin's son as a baby.
Yeah.
I thought that was really clever. I also really liked the line at the end where, because as he was getting younger and younger, I was a bit like, are they going to be really blunt and just say like, oh, as a baby, Benjamin died? But they don't. They just say, and then it got to a point where Benjamin couldn't remember anything anymore.
Yeah.
And that's
And then he
like
disappeared.
the way of saying like he's gone now, like his life's
Yeah.
finished. I liked that.
I think it's a really powerful moment, but I just think that's kind of dulled by the fact that you're just kind of listening to someone tell the story at that point. You're not seeing it on stage, you're not seeing the. I really wanted to see the father watching his son at play, and you didn't get to see that, and I didn't like it, because the father got to do it, but we didn't.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to point out the fact that I was really insistent there would be children, because on the poster outside the theatre there are children, and Jess had to explain to me about 4 times that no, Tyler, it's the cast as children.
This is true. It was at least, yeah, it was quite a few times I had to explain this. I really liked that. That was a nice little nod. Or their like baby photos are on the wall outside. It's really cute.
Yeah, that was neat. Well, we'll include the picture of the poster on the post we make about this.
Yeah, check out our Instagram. Do you have what are your final thoughts, Tyler, considering you've come into this not having listened to the soundtrack or really know anything about it?
My final thoughts. I really enjoyed this. It was a lot more emotional than I expected it to be. I've never seen anything quite like this in theatre before. And, I think when you're someone who's seen a lot of musicals, you sometimes kind of know what to expect
Hmm.
going into things. And this subverted any expectations I kind of had for it. I really liked it. Um, yeah, Ensemble were one of the most talented groups of performers I have ever seen. I mean, the last thing I'd say is if you have the time and the means to see it before it does close in October, it is obviously closing very soon when this
Hmm.
episode comes out. I would highly recommend it. If it tours, which we don't know if it will, but if it does in the future, I would recommend seeing it if you're interested. Yeah, I had a good time. What are your final thoughts?
I mean, kind of echoing yours, to be honest. I have listened to this or had listened to this soundtrack quite a few times, yet I still didn't really know what to expect. And I had a fantastic time. I The music is very clever and very intelligent and very powerful. The Like Tyler said, the ensemble is just amazing. Really, really talented. I think it's the kind of musical where the message is the most important part, and that's the good thing about it.
Yeah,
The message is so heartwarming, and it's got such a powerful message that you need to watch it because it'll make you believe in life again. It's it's the kind of musical that it has such a strong message and such a good message about living life to the full that you leave it feeling fulfilled at the same you leave it feeling fulfilled because of that. And
yeah.
the performers and the all of them are just incredible. A true testament to talent, them lot.
It's a very life affirming musical.
It's very life affirming, and it's a heartbreaking musical, but it's also heartwarming at the same time. And I think that's very important. And like Tyler said, it's a musical I've unlike anything I've ever seen before. And I would strongly urge as well that you go and see it if you have the means and the time. And I'm sad that it's closing, but I'm really glad that we went to see it beforehand.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. What are we thinking then in terms of verdicts? What are we thinking in terms of the star?
I think reflecting on it, I think a solid 7.
I'm happy with the 7. I think in light of like the ending and a couple of bits where we thought I'm just a little bit long here or they missed out a little bit here, I'm happy with the 7. That's Benjamin Button at the musical. I will say, in true interval fashion, this was not the only show that we saw on the day that we saw it.
No.
We also saw a play of which we will be reviewing in a couple of weeks.
Can I say what it is?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
We also saw Born with Teeth.
We did with the Ncuti Gatwa. Very, very exciting. But next week we're not talking about Born with Teeth. What are we talking about, Tyler? Because this is your jam. This one.
Next week, we are talking about The Outsiders. This is a show with a soundtrack that I really like. It's a show that I've booked to see when I go to New York. And yeah, I'm really excited for everyone to hear our discussions about it because I think we had an interesting conversation.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed. Well, I did thoroughly enjoy that musical actually. I liked listening to it. I liked it. So yes, tune in next week, and then the week after we will be reviewing Born with Teeth, which is still available to see. So hey, if you want to go and see it, go and see it. It's good. Um, and if not, you'll hear it from us, and then you can pretend like you have seen it and that you're all sophisticated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. In the meantime, live a little life, I guess.
Order just beer.
Order just beer. Or, if you're like me and Tyler, don't order beer because anyone who likes beer is lying to themselves.